So awesome. So thank you for everyone who's currently watching on the live. If you're watching this on the replay, we welcome the love. Who am I in this orange hat of mine, right? Okay, so my name is Natasha Nurse. I'm the owner, co-founder of Dressing For Me, a coaching and consulting platform for freelancers, for entrepreneurs, for women who are looking for innovation in their career and in their profession and in their business. The beautiful woman next to me, virtually speaking, hey, Raza, so beautiful, you dear Faith Costa. Yes, so you have a fan already. So Faith is an artist. She is a plus size model and a model extraordinaire, guys. So if you have model questions, if you have art questions, this is your gal. She is also an advocate for mental health issues and also body positivity. And she's just like really conquering the planet. So obviously she's here with Style for It because we are both influencers and we're really dedicated to the idea of helping women understand how they can just be awesome, right? And so she does this through her body of work. I do it through my body of work. And Style for It, what is this? This is a platform that's bringing us to you. Style for It is a plus size consignment online platform dedicated to women who wear sizes 12 to 32 to be able to sell their clothing, to be able to buy clothing, to be able to connect with each other, and also take in content like the ones that we're doing and giving to you tonight, right? So with that, let's get started. Always, I'd love for you to just share a little bit about how did you get started in fashion, and why don't you share? I don't know if everyone knows all the different kind of entrepreneurial things that you've explored in this space, and then I'll do the same.
Okay, so again, yeah, my name is Faith, and I got into the fashion industry about 2 years ago. Fully, I would say professionally 2 years ago. I had started a blog on Instagram 3 years ago, and with that came my discovery through fashion and body positivity, and I really got to see where I fit in, and really it was for myself, and it seemed to connect well with a lot of people, and I got really great responses from it. Brands started reaching out to me. I started actually blogging. I started modeling. I got signed. 2 years later, I'm a social media influencer, a blogger, a model. I clearly travel a lot. I am an artist, a painter, an illustrator. I do a bit of public speaking. I do a little bit of everything. But again, it all comes back into the fashion industry, freelancing, and like girl power.
So. Yeah, absolutely. Great. And so just so everyone knows, did you know you were going to do this, or how did you stumble upon kind of being in this space?
No, I never in a million years thought that I would be doing what I'm doing now. When I had started, it was 100,000%. Even know that I was going to be a part of it. It was blogging, and I was posting my fashion. I was kind of going through my body positive journey, and I genuinely didn't know or like understand that I could model, or that was even an option. Truly. And guess what? It is, and it happened. And so that's what I always say to everyone, that if I did it and didn't even plan it, imagine what you can do with a strategic plan of what now I've done over the past year or two. Have gone with the tools and help and planning that I've done now. But I started off with nothing. So yeah, no, never. But I love it. It's my favorite thing ever. And I couldn't be happier doing what I'm doing now.
Amazing. So yes, so guys, whether you intend to be in the space of fashion or not, you can find your way here, and it can be glorious. It can be amazing. I mean, similar to you, for me, my touch to fashion has always just been, I've been a fan of it. I love beautiful things. I love dramatic colors. If you were here listening to our rambles earlier, I'm Jamaican, and so I love vibrant colors. Thus, you'll always see vibrant makeup, vibrant colors on me, because it's just like who I am. It's my truth. And so I also, to you, did not know if there would be a space for me, because growing up plus size in this country, you're made to feel like there isn't a space for you, that fashion is for other women. It's not for us. But guess what, guys? If you didn't already know, 67% of women in this country are plus size. So fashion actually is for the big girls and the other girls just happen to benefit from it, right? Because technically, we've been here for a while. We've been doing our thing for a while. Fashion industry is just now kind of catching up with that. So for me, I just loved beautiful fashion. I loved fashion magazines. And when I was a kid, I would say I always wanted to be a writer. So similar to you, writing was a form of expressionism for me, but I didn't know I would be able to dabble in social media. I didn't know I'd be able to consult or model and do things like that like you do. So it was a kind of, we both have a similar kind of like, we didn't know, but then when we arrived, we were like, oh, hell's yeah. And like and you work it out, right? And you start to say, well, what do I like? What do I not like? Right. But I think the biggest thing with being in fashion is you have to start to experience it, and you have to kind of put yourself out there. And some people go 0 to 100. Other people dabble and dip in. But as long as you start to try things out, I think it can be a really interesting space. So I would love for us to talk a little bit about what are some of the opportunities specifically in fashion that you have taken most advantage of, and things that you think people underestimate that they could take advantage of?
So like right off the bat, I think the first thing that I was so glad that I like took a chance on and didn't realize would benefit me so much in so many ways was going to events. Like fashion events, going to networking events. You go and you meet people in the industry. You meet people, you talk, you connect, you learn. I learned so much. I made so many great connections. And if I had never gone to any of those events in the beginning, just to like learn and just to like, because I didn't really know, I didn't know that some events that I thought were just like, oh, shopping events, there's bloggers there, there's writers there, there's photographers there. You never know who you can meet and connect with. And with that alone, I made so many connections that have genuinely helped and propelled my career truly. And I learned so much just from speaking to other people. So I think, you see what's around in your area, and like these like types of videos, gaining information, making those connections, just learning and absorbing can truly help a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. So guys, if you're just tuning in, or if you're catching the tail end, Faith was just talking about the power of networking, how that literally, I love the word that you said, propel your career. Guys, networking isn't just this thing that we like kind of do, like, okay, I'll have a sandwich and I'll network. No, chick. Like, you need to network and then focus on the sandwich later. Like, this is everything, right? So when people have the phrase, oh, it's not what you know, but who you know, that's not a game. That's like a fact of life. You might want to tattoo that somewhere. Like, I completely agree with you. Every job, every opportunity, me starting my own business would not have happened had I not networked. So networking, I love that you said you started off the conversation with opportunity of that, because that's the number one thing. Whether you're just a fashion, like fan and lover, or you're someone who's like, nope, I want to be a blogger. No, I want to be a model. No, I want to be a photographer. No, I want to be a writer. All of those things, whatever the title is, can be benefited and can be propelled in whatever journey you're going by just literally going to events. So that's definitely opportunity number one with a bullet, for sure. Next, I would say, like, kind of do some research and see what's out there. A lot of people don't understand the different titles, and you can Google Indish fashion job titles. You'll find hundreds and hundreds of them, right? So that's not something we need to give you, but I would recommend, if you don't even know titles of things that you're interested in, what is a fashion, magazine director? What is PR? What is all of these blogger? If you don't know what a blogger is, come to this next StyleForIt session next Saturday and you'll find out. But, there's a lot of different things out there. But what are you interested in? So I would say writing that down, like either on a paper or on your phone. What are things that you like about fashion? I like looking at it. I like writing about it. I like talking about it. And then start to say, okay, what are careers in Google, the Google machine? What are careers in fashion where I can talk about it? What are careers in fashion where I could, right? And start to see what pumps out. And then that's another opportunity. Now, of all the things, and reiterate for people, what do you do in fashion? Of all of those things, what would you say you enjoy the most and why?
That is like so difficult because I do like love every bit of it. I feel like I've gone through phases. I feel like in the beginning, I liked the blogging more because I kind of like really make it my own style. It was like my own time, my own words, my own complete and utter piece. But now at this point, I think I love, right now I'm like, I want to model all day, every day, with sleeping in between, because it's really, because I think it's because I've seen how much I've grown and have learned. So I can, I do it, and can truly enjoy it. Where in the beginning, it was a little bit stressful. I was nervous. Now I'm confident and enjoy it. So, modeling, I'm a plus size model and I love it. But again, also, I'm a social media influencer, with my main platform being Instagram. And I do truly love that because that has been my day one thing. That's been that was my starter. That was my platform. That was my foundation for this whole entire career that I've built for myself. It's funny because when I meet people out and they're like, oh, what do you do? My job title, I literally say, I'm a plus size model, a social media influencer, a blogger, and mental health awareness and body positive activist, as well as an artist and an illustrator. And I do a bit of public speaking. Well, so like that is my entire job title. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accountant. I am that. And it's hard to put a favorite, but I do always lead with I'm a plus size model. And that I have been slowly but surely building, and that's what I think has been the secret subconscious goal this entire time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, agree. So for me, my touch to fashion has been, I write about it. I write about it on my own blog, dressingroommate.com. I write about it for Plus Model magazine. I also have modeled as well with various different brands, not to the extent that Miss Faith has, but I've definitely enjoyed the dabble. I think for me, because my modeling is always like, I take the best pictures when I'm just laughing, like these kind of candid shots. And I don't know, they turn out to be kind of cool and pretty. And so I like it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I like my favorite pictures of me just laughing. And I'm just like, I cannot even be serious. This is ridiculous. So I like that because I think that life is always so serious, and I'm also like a serious person, but like when I get to model, I'm like a 5-year-old child, and I'm just happy, and especially when you're wearing something good and you're just like, yes, like it's just like cool stuff, I definitely love fashion shows. Oh God, I love a good fashion show. When you see the different looks come by and the women, and it's a lot. It is. Faith knows. If you guys have questions too about all of the things she's doing, please put them in the comments so that she can get to them. Modeling down the runway is, talk about that. What's that experience like from like when you first started to like doing it now?
So that's been a journey in itself. I remember the first time I did a runway show. I think, were you there for that?
I believe so.
You were literally there at my first runway show. And I remember like on my way there, I was like, oh my gosh, I never would have thought in a million years I would be in a runway show.
Yes.
And to be quite frank, it was exhausting and stressful. But it was emotional, and that was one of my proudest moments I've ever had of myself. Immediately after, I cried. Mom was there, like, just because I never thought I would have even had that in me to be able to do it, because you need to have that confidence. You need to have that, in yourself. So now I've done quite a few runway shows now in the past like couple of years, maybe a dozen or two. And it is more enjoyable now. It's less stressful, and it is more just those proud moments to do that, because it's a lot of work. What is always so funny to me is what I don't think that people realize, because if you go to a show or you see them online, the show itself is like 5 minutes, maybe, but it's a whole entire day. Like for all the people, the crew, the makeup, the models, the set, the entire venue is an entire day event leading up to that. And it's a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that no one gets to see. But I think that if you're going to get into this industry, even if you don't want to like be a runway model, if you just want to do print, if you just want to do showroom, whatever, if you just want to do fit, just do it once. Just because you'll be happy. You'll be proud of yourself that you did it. You could love it. You'll be like, you could be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a runway model, or oh my gosh, I hated this. I'm never going to do it again. But you'll never know until you try. And I think that was a thing for myself too, was that I didn't know if what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to do that all the time. So for me personally, I decided after the couple times that like, okay, I enjoy it, but I'm going to focus more on print as opposed to runway. I like doing it every once in a while for sure, you know, New York Fashion Week and things like that. Whereas other main focus is runway. They do a show every week somehow, and that's just personally not for me. Like, you got to try. Like, put yourself out there. Try the different avenues. In this industry, there's so many different facets. There's so many different niches. There's so many different forms that you can really explore and see where you fit. See what you enjoy.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things, right? So from a perspective of like, I want to start a side hustle. I want to get, you know, into fashion. Guys, think about writing, think about modeling, think about the idea of PR, think about the technicality of even fashion designing, right? There's so many different avenues, but I think Faith has a point in saying that like, you don't know until you try, because you don't know everything. We're not Yoda. So, you know, we're not green and floating in the sky, guys. So we've got to figure this out. And the only way humans learn is by getting dirty, getting our hands in there. So figure it out. Because a lot of times you might say, oh, I want to be a fashion designer. Have you ever made something? No. So do you know what that's like? Maybe you don't like sitting and making clothing for hours on end. Maybe you just like, you know, maybe styling. That's right. So figuring that all out. But otherwise, you know, other than that, I would say, I'd love to kind of move towards the idea of like, what would you say are the keys to success so far that you've had in fashion and with kind of creating your own space and in the industry and what you've been able to do?
So I feel like there's been a couple of keys. So I think honestly, the biggest thing was taking advantage of using literally your business. When you reached out to me, that was a major thing. That first phone call, like that consultation that we had, truly opened my eyes to so much that I had no idea about. Honestly, if we never had that phone call, I would not be here today doing what I'm doing. I 100,000% mean that. You were the one who told me, you can actually model. You're going to do this. Didn't you know there's these events, these magazines, these people, it's all attainable. So when we started talking, like using you as I think we had started off like weekly or bi-weekly, you know, doing the you know, our phone calls and things. That was an investment in myself. Taking those investments in yourself to plan for your future and short-term and long-term goals are major. It was those short-term goals and the long-term goals for me that I was able to, once I wrote down, to really see. And then I was able to kind of figure out, okay, maybe in a year I'll be doing this. Maybe in 2 years I'll be doing this. But we have first steps. So it was doing that first runway show. It was submitting to magazines. It was doing these test shoots. It was going to the events. And so now I've built it, and it's been building this career in the fashion industry, specifically in the plus size fashion industry, has been a journey. And I have learned so much, but now I do feel comfortable in saying that I am truly a part of the industry, right?
Yeah.
So how did we get here? it's researching, it's taking advantage of, all this free content, right? These videos, going to panel events, listening, reaching out to people, asking questions, and then for me, it was trying things. That was major. Again, it was trying photo shoots, putting myself out there to magazines and things like that. I think for my fit in the industry, especially because I'm not the typical plus size model, right? So I am not the size 16, flat tummy, perfect curves, model. I am on the larger end of things. I have tattoos. I'm more alternative, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Guess what, everyone? I found my place in commercial modeling, to make that. And just because there wasn't this avenue wasn't available when I started, I created it myself. And that's the thing, that maybe there's not a lane right now for you that you think that you fit into, but guess what? You can create your own. But that takes time, it takes energy, it takes research, it takes passion and drive. You have to want it and you have to create it yourself. But you can have help from all of these resources that you should 100,000% take advantage of.
Absolutely. So guys, to summarize that, and thank you so much for the live testimonial, guys. Yeah. Winning. Love it. So
made me.
Dressing room 8 coaching. Yes, listen, when I found Faith, I was like, hey, she's gorgeous, she's stunning. And like, what do you mean you're not a model? What do you mean you're not conquering the world? Nonsense. So I definitely agree with you. A lot of people underestimate the value of investing in yourself. Yes, there's a lot of free content out there, but yes, sometimes and a lot of times, right? Is Venus Williams and Serena Williams, are they just doing free things? No, they had to invest and get resources and get coaches to help them level up in their game. And fashion is like any other industry, like sports, like business, anything. So you've got to level up. And a lot of times that's coaching. A lot of times it's also investment in time. What are you reading? What are you consuming? You mentioned networking. Who are you speaking to, right? Invest money, time, and energy, right? You can want and wish for anything. And I love that you said you have to work for it, because a lot of times I think in our culture, because it's hard, because we live in a culture where we have Zuckerbergs and we have people who've gone 0 to 100, 0 to 1,000 in like a short amount of time. And they're like, oh, so I just like go on Facebook and I'll just be viral. Listen. Listen. Now, Faith has gone viral. She has had content go viral a couple of times, actually, I think, right? Yeah. So, but again, it's a lot of people. For you to go viral, it's a lot of people who have to be writing about you. It's a lot of people who have to, so it's not, just it randomly happens. So the point is, though, you've got to plan, you've got to do research, you've got to put in work, and also surround yourself with the people who are going to help you get to the next level. And I would say an additional key to consider is believe in yourself. A lot of times, right, in coaching and also content that I put out and share, the biggest thing that people do by standing in their own way is they don't see the life that they want for themselves. They say they might be interested in it, but your intention and your action have to meet for you to be successful. But you cannot intend anything if you do not believe that it's possible. So even though you didn't know, you didn't say, no, I couldn't, right? And that's why you are where you are and other people are not. And they're trying to get there because you didn't X that out of your life. So guys, I would encourage you to understand believing in yourself is going to be the number one thing that you got to do if you really want to get ahead, especially in fashion, because guys, this is a space where you got to come confident, right? None of this shyness, none of this, oh, I don't know if I can. Gotta come confident. So there's there's definitely that. Now, for those interested, right, Faith, what would you say are like, I know we talked a lot about it, but like, let's break it down even more tactical. So let's do a scenario. If someone says they want to be a fashion blogger, what are the first 3 things that they do?
I would say research is number one. Follow other bloggers, You know, go on social media, like see how other people do it. Like see genuinely how other people and people that you like are doing what they're doing. See what you want to do and how other people are doing it. 2, create the blog. Just start. Get your website, pick out your name, just do it, okay? Get that first. And then that kind of locks you in for the future of, oh, well, I got the domain, I have to do it now. And even if you get the domain and you work on it, kind of like behind the scenes first, that's fine. But you have to make that step. You have to just do it. That's, you know, people always say, well, like, how do I like start? How did I just do it? And honestly, you just have to do it. I honestly, so many times that I've taken opportunities, I've gotten things is just because I just had to literally not think about it and do it. All I knew is that I wanted it. And I knew it was going to be hard, but I just had to do it. You have to leap for it. Okay. So that's 2, just do it. And 3, I would say is, that's kind of tough. I would say maybe for blogging, testing out your style. So doing photos and things with things that you already have, your own clothes, your own things, figure out your style, right? And actually really fine tune how you want to proceed, how you want to present yourself, and your branding, because that's really important. You're putting yourself out there and you get to choose how to do it. So take time. You don't have to rush into it. The just doing it part is the rush. Yes, to create the actual platform. But you can take your time in fine-tuning your style, how you want to communicate with your followers, themes and like that. I think that those are the 3 things that you can do immediately. Yeah, for blogging for sure.
Awesome.
Easy. It's easier said than done. But you can do it. And like, so for my blogging personally, my blogging is kind of secondary for me, but I still do it maybe monthly by monthly, you know. I work with brands and I do my social media posts. So for me, it is my style is very genuine, and I like to think sweet, and I promote products that I genuinely like, and it's pretty positive for the most part because that's me. The photos aren't these, you know, photographer, you know, street style photos. 90% of the time my mom takes them. You know what I mean? But that's me. It's real, it's authentic, and I think that people enjoy that, and that's why I get good feedback from it. So figure out what's good for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, I think the biggest, and I love that you said follow other bloggers. I have spoken to too many people who've said, oh, I want to be a blogger. And then I was like, oh, so what bloggers do you follow? Oh, you know, I don't. So that's like saying you want to be a doctor, but you have no interest in medicine. So, okay, boom, boom. So we're confused. We've got to figure it out. So
in a part of the industry, you have to know the industry. You have to know what other people are doing. And if you want to be that person, then you have to, you know, figure out how do you know how to do that? How do you know how people are going to follow you and like what to do? Like, I don't know. That blows my mind. Yeah,
it is. It's mind boggling because, well, what it is, it's a dream instead of an actual like action plan. So bloggers understand the art of blogging by following other bloggers. Bloggers understand and are learning things like SEO, learning even how to manipulate code and what is their platform. There's a difference between a WordPress and a Weebly, right? And other types of platforms. What is the blog for you? Also, they understand some of the legal or compliance things that are going on, right? Like you have to dive into the world of blogging and then get your feet wet and also learn. And also, what do? You guest blog. That would be step 4 for me. If I was interested before I started my blog, and I've been blogging probably 6-7 years now in totality of all the different blogs I've started, I would say you would have to guest blog, right? If you want to get your feet wet, why not do it on other people's platform and get awareness about who you are as a writer so that they can drive and link back to your blog. So that's what I would do for step 4. Now, quickly, I would say, because I know you're busy and you got to like go collapse and rest. I would say, okay, so now
I'm only going
go and collapse. That's what I'm gonna do. I've been working all day. I'm like, oh, I gotta go and collapse now.
I'm gonna say like dinner early before like sleep nap and then like wake up and then actually go to bed.
Yes, exactly. Like, oh my gosh, life of a blogger, model, everything, right? Oh my gosh.
And then well, also a major thing about the industry and is you're going and growing, but also remember to take that time for yourself, get rest, take care of your head, your heart, your body, your soul. Like, because you can't put out your best self if you're not your best self. So exactly. That is a major thing, you know. Yeah, if you're gonna get into this, like this whole model life, it is nonstop. And it's been a slow build, but now at this point, this past month has been the busiest month I think I've had it. I don't even know how long. But take these days between to rest so that I can get up and kill it next week, you know.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right. So then the last scenario we'll do before we close this out will be, okay, the person watching either live or on the replay, they want to get into modeling. What are the 3 things that they get started with today?
I would say similar things. Research. I think that should be the universal first thing for everything that anyone does. Research. Before you do anything, research it. No matter what you want to do, whether you want to be a scientist, a model, a writer, I don't care. Research the actual thing that you want to do. So with modeling, yes, research. I was following hundreds and hundreds of models before I started modeling. I was looking at brands. I was, you know, when I would shop for myself and you go online, you see those people, you study, you learn, you research. Okay. 2, test, shoot, and shoot. And if that means investing in yourself as well, you know, I have been, you know, you can get lucky. You can work with photographers in exchange if you have a social media presence. For me, I've gotten lucky with that. But also, you know, you have to do pay. You have to, you know, pay for the stylist, pay for the makeup artist and hair artist. You have to pay for the photographer sometimes. If you want to build your portfolio, that's like a major thing that I don't know if people really truly realize, because I think that people think, okay, well, I take really cute pictures on my cell phone, I put them on the internet. That's great. And that's what's helped me. But also with the actual fashion modeling, it is a step further. You know, you have to be in front of an actual photographer, because that's, if you want to be a model, that's who you're going to be working with. You're not going to be working with your girlfriend, you know, before you go out partying, you know, taking some cute pictures. It's completely different. And then 3 was practicing, truly. You know, mimicking. The first thing that I think that people told me was, you know, when you get the catalogs or again online, you see the models, practice what they are doing. Literally, those poses. And then also with modeling, because there's so many different avenues, there's fit, there's print, there's showroom, there's, you know, there's so many different models, right? Figure out what kind you want to be. But also that means you're going to have to probably try a little bit of everything and figure it out, like I've done. Because I didn't necessarily know. I didn't know if I just wanted to do print. I didn't know if I wanted to do runway. I didn't really know. And I had to figure it out. So know that it's not going to happen overnight. It is not going to happen overnight. People, I think, look at me and think that it happened overnight. I think that people have had that perception of me in my career that it's happened very, very quickly. And yes, it has, but also it's taken 2 years. And that's a chunk of time. To be patient, practice, do research, and start doing. Sorry, my dog's going crazy.
Pooch! Oh, Pooch! On you, Pooch. Yes. Pooch, Pooch. Hello, Pooch. It's okay. It's okay, Pooch. I know.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So yeah, I would say that those are, oh my gosh. He's ready for a nap too.
I know. Yeah, listen.
Super important things to get started. I think that those are things that, again, you can start very soon. You can, if you're watching this right now, you have a phone, you have social media, look up models. What clothing brands do you shop? Who do you want to model for? So like for me, the whole, you know, I shopped at Torrid since I was a teenager. And literally I had done research on the Torrid models. I would go shopping, I'd see their poses, and that was always a goal. I never knew if I would ever model for them. But guess what, guys? I now model for Torrid.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think it's all that practices because, you know, I that was in my head of that's a brand that I love. Those are models that I admire. That's something that I want to do. So if you want to work with indie brands, if you want to, you know, work with big brands, you can. You absolutely can. Do research, practice, start shooting. And also I would just say with the shooting, do research on that as well. You know, you don't have to say yes to every single photographer that maybe wants to shoot with you. I know actually the first photographer that reached out to me, I said no to because I saw the images and I don't think I would have been comfortable necessarily doing their style. You're allowed to say no.
Yes. So glad you said that.
Be safe, especially in the fashion industry. Unfortunately, you do have to be safe because you don't know these people. They're strangers. If you're, especially for women, I would say that is actually a thing that I've heard a lot about recently. So again, it's doing your research. It's being safe. It's being careful. It's having passion. It's having that drive and taking those chances on yourself. And you can do it. Literally, I did it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Trust me.
She said a lot, guys. She said, you know, doing your research, the power of no. Not every opportunity that comes your way is something for you, right? Not everything is for you. Not everyone is for you. And that's okay because that's not what life is about. Figuring out what's meant for you. What do you enjoy? Who do you want to work with? So definitely being discerning. And sometimes even if it's a good deal, doesn't mean it's the right deal. So remember that, right? Because you don't want to be compromised. And this, unfortunately, is an industry where it's very easy to get caught out there and be doing things that you're not comfortable with. And that's not okay.
And then even be taken advantage of, you know, if someone says, pay me $3,000 for 2 photos. No. So again, it's doing your research. Know what is right, you know, ask questions. Know your worth, and you will succeed.
Exactly. So with that, you know, I think that we gave them everything. I mean, really, guys, they're like ready to go off and like start their blog, start their modeling career. You want to do press, you know, listen, you can do anything, right? We gave you all of the everything that you needed to know to get started and or some more insight about some things within the space that maybe you weren't familiar with. So I think with that, the only thing left is maybe we can just give our contact information. Let's remind everyone just how amazing StyleForIt is, and then we'll call it a night. So first, you start off with the contact. If people want to work with you, if they want to champion you, if they want to know about where to go to learn more about what's coming up with you for your art, for the modeling, where do they go?
So definitely. So my main platform is Instagram. My Instagram handle is at faith_plus fashion, all spelled out. However, just go to my website, faithcosta.com. It links to everything there. You can get to my art, you can get to my modeling, you can do everything there. Again, I am on Facebook, Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on everything. But I would advise just going to my website, faithcosta.com. And you can figure out where you want to get to me there. You can email me, DM me, ask me questions. I am here.
Absolutely.
And I hope to hear from everybody and hear questions. And I want to see you guys thriving.
Yes. So I shared, faithcosta.com. I shared your Instagram. Now, similar with me. Guys, I'm the brand ambassador for StyleForIt, so I do a lot of this content, as you've seen me up in here. I work with a lot of different brands. What do? I do coaching, as Faith was talking about so graciously. I'm a consultant. I do everything from social media, web content, business strategy, like everything. So if you want to get in touch with me, best way to reach me, dressingroom8.com. I have listed that here as well, and I can put my Instagram for you. And essentially now I think what we need to do is say thank you, StyleForIt, for having us both here, because Faith also has her shop. Let me see if I can, I think you sent me that, so I can, let me find that message so that I can share your shop so that people can.
I'll be putting very soon, everyone. I'm uploading new things. You got to go shopping. Do it. Yes. It's fall and winter.
Yes, and I'll share Shop with Faith and I'll share your link so that people have that. And also, do you want to describe what are the things that they'll see in your shop? What do you have up? Do you remember?
So I have a lot of different things. Right now I have some like dresses, some skirts, some basic pieces, but I will be bringing in a lot of new stuff. Pieces that I loved that maybe just didn't work for me. A lot of things still have the tags on them. Truly, honestly, never before worn or just like tried on and never wore again. And it's things that maybe I bought that I thought would work for me personally, but then they've been in my closet forever and I never ended up wearing them. They just weren't for me, but I know that they're super cute and stylish and they're just meant for someone else. So check it out. Natasha, you have your shop too, right?
Yes, absolutely. I need to load that in there. So I'll do that as well at the end of all of this. So yes, so guys, Style for It. Again, if you're not familiar, go to StyleForIt.com. It is an exclusive plus size consignment platform for women sizes 12 to 32 who want to buy and sell clothing, new and, rarely used kind of thing. And it's a really cool way to get really cool clothing. I got a bunch of Michael Kors clothing without paying Michael Kors pricing. So I'm all about that and a bag of chips, guys. Listen, and I wore them to different events as bloggers, as influencers. We have to dress for, the various events that we're going to. And if you are interested, you need to wear clothing that's going to match the lifestyle that you're living. So this is a great platform for you to get clothing at an affordable rate. And also they have other things, really cute bags, some shoes. So listen, and it's one of a kind. Once it's gone, guys. You can't be like, oh, where is it? Once it's gone, it's gone. So I would really urge you, the holidays are coming up. Get these one-of-a-kind items for very affordable pricing, and you're ready and you're set because holidays, right? What are we wearing for the holidays? If you're going to be taking pictures, you need some items. So I think that with that, I think everyone, if you have additional questions, I've put all of our links. You can find us. And I just thank you, Faith, for sharing your wisdom. Thank you for just sharing your story. And as always, it's a pleasure chatting with you.
For having me. It's always the best.
Thank you. Awesome. All right. So go collapse. I'll go collapse too. Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Yep.